Hey, what is going on, everybody? We're going to be starting here in just a second. Get things sorted out here. Okay, just a heads up to everybody who might not want to hear any Star Wars spoilers. This is a podcast, or actually, this isn't a podcast. This is a Twitch stream that is going to be littered with them for Rogue One and other movies. So, if you don't want to go ahead and see that, you might want to go ahead and skip the stream. Other than that, yeah, let's talk about that in a little bit. So, I went and saw Rogue One last night, and I gotta tell you, pretty damn good movie. It's one of those films that the more that I think about it, the more that I actually enjoy it. Okay, well, first things first, let's go ahead and set up the correct cell. Yeah, we're working in the Temple Canton today. Somewhere, where are you? I thought we had a temple trade floor. What's going on? Oh, okay, I know what's going on. I selected the wrong one. I was so confused there for a minute. I was working in the wrong ESP. You know, this is actually a pretty good time to back up some of the stuff that we've been working on. So I'm going to do that right now. But yeah, man, Rogue One. Great film. I'd highly encourage you guys to watch it. I was a little bit hesitant going in because they're trying something new, right? And they could have made it like way too grim dark, and then could have gone a completely different direction that I thought they were going to, but no, it's pretty good. Alright. Alright, I think now we're on track. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do today. Smooth Dog, kapow! What's up, dude? We have a bunch of buildings here. Probably 10, 12... Well, let's actually count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then probably another 6 on the other side. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I think. What we're going to be doing today is to be working on the interiors of these things. These interiors are going to eventually lead into the parts that you would usually find inside of... if you were to go into the vanilla game in Vivek, so the Vivek cantons and stuff, this is like an intermediary step between the location that you're seeing here and the vanilla locations. And we're doing it this way because it's going to allow us to not touch that vanilla data very much. So if there was, I don't know, like a quest or something that involved those specific cells, we're not going to be touching them, aside from the door itself, which I think is pretty safe to do. Is that a pallet board of plants? Pallet board? Well, no, actually, this is a this is a giant cantoneer. This is a palace, in fact. Hold on a second. I think we got the music just a little too high here. Okay, cool. But no, this is a giant palace we have right here. This is, if you were to go ahead and take a look on the outside, in Vivek City, this would be the High Fane up here. This would be like a giant temple. And then underneath would be this lovely structure here. And unlike the other cantons inside of Vivek City, we actually have a method of going inside of the damn thing. Like if you look really closely here, there's a pathway that goes across. You can't actually walk on that, but you can hit a door here, which will then bring you into a different cell. Oh, I just noticed that you have a collection of plants and fountains outside the map. Outside the map. Let's take a look. Yes, over here. This is a giant pallet over here. And I use these things all the time. In fact, I will go ahead and show you. I have these laid out, so like all the clutter pieces are all together, all of the furnitures are all together, that sort of thing. Because it is much, much easier to just pull this up on the inside of a cell, right next to the area you're working in, and then just pull it into a place where you need it, instead of trying to use this thing over here. Like the object window is great if you know like exactly the name that you're looking for an object or something, but in general, yeah, kind of a hassle. So I try and work a little bit more visually, and it works for me. I'd highly suggest you using it if you're doing any kind of environment design. Another thing that I do a lot of is I'll just go ahead and take a building, and in fact, we probably should do that right now. We'll take a building. Probably the slave market, I would think. Seems like a smart thing to do. I have my moments. What are you up to today? Alright, so we have a slave market somewhere. Yeah, I kind of hate the soundtrack. Well, I don't hate the soundtrack, there's just like tracks of music that I don't like on it. Okay. Right, I need to build a new... let me think about this for a second. No, we'll go ahead and just put it over. So here's my plan. We're going to copy and paste. Actually, we want to get rid of this north marker too. We're going to copy and paste a couple of the other interiors that we've done for the Velothi next to this cell. We will then build these interiors in the shape of what they look like. Probably right over here. Right? So there's like a one-to-one thing, so we know that the outsides match the insides a bit. And then after all of that, then we'll go ahead and export the individual like lobbies out into their own cells. It's probably better to work all at the same time. I think that's the one that I want. Yeah. I love the soundtrack, by the way. This is like it's got like a sci-fi western vibe to it. Are Morrowind maps also made in the geek? Well, it's made in the construction set, so it's basically the same thing. And in fact, I'm going to do this number, so we don't have to look for it all the time. So I take it you're a Morrowind modder yourself there, Smooth Dog. Or maybe just a modder in general. What's your poison? Like, what's your game? What are you enjoying? See, I've wanted to get into Oblivion for a while now. Like, the first Elder Scrolls mod that I released was for Oblivion, but that was about a year and a half ago. So that was quite some time. Alright, let's pull up the correct... there we go. Now let's start building this thing. Rogowski, dude, how's it going? How updated is this editor? Is it still supported by Bethesda? No. It's a good question, but this thing has not been updated in like a decade. Well, let's see. Morrowind came out in 2002, and it hasn't received an update since 2003, I want to say. So 13 years? We're using basically ancient technology here. This would be the equivalent of using CS, not even CS2, not even the Creative Suite for Photoshop, like just Photoshop 2. This is old, man. But it's fun. Like, especially when you're trying to do things that it's like fighting you on and stuff. Like, it doesn't want to cooperate, but you know that it can be done, like in other games. Like scheduling for NPCs, that sort of thing. Yeah, then it gets a little bit hairy. Okay, corner 01. Gotta focus here. No, but I like it. I wouldn't mind having a bit more tools like in Skyrim or Oblivion, but it does the job. Alright, we don't need to have it like 1-to-1 exactly, but it should be pretty close. And in fact, I probably want to make it just a hair bigger. Just so that it's easier to move around and a little bit more comfortable. I'm amazed because the editor hasn't changed much. Fun that it still works. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I'm running Windows 7, so I don't know how well it works on Windows 10. I know that there's been some problems with like legacy stuff, especially on that operating system, but it works well enough. And any kind of mod that we make right now is going to be compatible with Open Morrowind because we're not using a script extender like MWSC. So that being said, even if this should say like in I don't know, like another couple years, if Morrowind is not able to run on Windows 11 or whatever they're calling it, then it's no big deal because, well, somebody else is taking care of that problem already. One of the reasons why I chose this editor... Okay, so... Hold on a second. Is because I wanted to see like how Bethesda approached the same problems like over the years. So it wasn't just, okay, this is how they did this in this game, and then they switched engines and did it in another game, and they switched engines and did it in another game, and so on and so on. No, they used basically the same tools over and over and over again, but they refined those techniques down so that it's so they refine these techniques down so that you can pull some lessons from it. Okay, so that's a corner 2. Although I will say, the thing that I give Bethesda the most crap for is that their naming conventions are all over the place. So I try and build my own third-party solutions to that. Switched engines. No, but like that happens all the time. Like in Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age, they were using the same engine, and then there was an acquisition of BioWare by Electronic Arts, and Electronic Arts demanded that they use the Frostbite engine, and so that's why now Dragon Age Inquisition uses Frostbite. Right, like that kind of thing just naturally happens with companies. Yeah, I'm just getting like a very Firefly vibe from the soundtrack, which is great. I don't know, might be more Western than sci-fi Western, but whatever. Like, one of the things that's really apparent when you're working inside of this thing is... I'm not sure how to exactly describe it here. How Bethesda utilizes space is interesting. Because in Morrowind, everything is much more quote-unquote realistic because they have narrow hallways and they have like these enclosed spaces, and it's a lot more claustrophobic in terms of level design. If we were to strip away all of the graphics and stuff, and we're just talking about the spatial placement of things, Morrowind is much more closer together. And as they've gone throughout the series, and this is including ESO too, ESO goes to the opposite extreme, where things are like really, really empty. Well, I shouldn't say empty, things are really, really open. Yeah, it's just it's a fascinating progression there. Like, in a sense, it becomes less of a realistic space and more of a video game space, if that makes sense. The advantage is you can make fuel out of Burger King. Wait, what? Never go from gas to diesel engine. You have to replace all the tubing and everything. I was reading something about diesel engines today, actually. Believe it or not, I'm trying to think of what it was. You know, I think it was for Volkswagen. Like, they got in trouble a while back for, like, basically lying on the fuel efficiency standards. Bet you that's what it was. Okay, now we need an entrance in a lot of these places. Actually, you know what we should do first? We should do the other side so that everything's all at the same level. Yeah, see, this is what the halls look like beforehand. And it's just a mess, man. I can't even find my way around, and I've been in this game for how long? Dieselgate. Yeah, Dieselgate. Well, as it stands, I don't have an extra car to destroy, unfortunately. But somebody wants to give me one. I'll have fun with it. You might not get it back. Okay, tell you what, we need to do the entrances first. Yeah, there we go. I mean, what's amazing to me is that they thought that they could get away with it. Right? Not necessarily the fact that they did it. That's kind of to be... sad to say, but it's kind of to be expected. I just find it incredible that... Is that hubris, or is that just... they don't even care because it's not going to be their problem in a couple minutes, or... I don't even know. Okay, so this is a little bit tricky here. We're going to have to stick in a partition and then a door jamb next to that partition, it looks like. That'll make more sense in a second. Damn. All right. One other thing. Okay, so here's what we need to do. There is a... I'm not sure how well we can see this. There's usually a little column that goes around that connects in with a wall that comes from behind. If we try and stick a door jamb on this, since the door jamb is flat, on this surface, we're going to come up with a really nasty seam here. So we need to have this thing kind of curve 90 degrees. Which we can do, but that's going to require us to take off the grid snapping and do a little bit of finagling. Do a little bit of adjustment. So we'll get the broad strokes done and then we'll come back to that. Yeah, right now I have the grid snap set to like some insanely high number. 128. How is rolling coal even legal? It's obnoxious. And also regular noxious. Smooth Dog, your name reminds me of Naughty Dog. Like every time that I see it, I'm just like, huh, Nathan Drake. What do you know? Alright, and we'll come back to those. Yeah, it's close enough. I mean, we could create a custom piece and stuff, but whatever, it's fine. It's close enough. You know, if it really gets down to it, we can always just chop off a little bit to the right. Right? Like we can put in a partition on this side. Boom, done. Finally, somebody who doesn't instantly go to Snoop Dogg. I was thinking more as that Three Dogs online dating profile name. Bringing you the love. Oh, snap, you know what? This goes down here. I swear to God, Nathan Drake voices everything. Which is like, it's kind of become a joke, but it's still true. No matter how bad it hurts. Oh! Tough love, man, tough love. Alright, okay, that'll work. I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna steal some of these things. So my goal today is to basically do all of these interiors. Might not get it all done, but I think we can get a good chunk of it done. Come on. Which means we're going to be using a sort of assembly line method to build these interiors out. So we'll do a pass on rugs, we'll do a pass on tapestries and stuff, and so on and so on and so on. Because that's the most efficient way to approach this kind of problem. But that's fine, we got a lot to talk about today. At least I do. Because I'm still pumped about that Star Wars thing. Yes, by the way, I gave a warning at the top of the stream saying that we are going to talk about Star Wars spoilers, so yeah, that's going to be a thing in a second. Because I just can't contain myself. I love it. Alright, let's put some doors in here first. Yeah, we can go a little bit further in here. Like, that kind of clips into the wall, that's fine. All right, yes. So, I think the big one is Tarkin. Damn it, you don't want Star Wars spoilers. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Give me 1 second here. We'll talk about some stuff before Star Wars spoilers, and then, like, the latter half of the stream, I'm going to go into it. But we can hold off for a little bit. That's fine. 64. Should probably go to sleep anyway. Hey, man, you're more than welcome to hang out. I'm totally cool with it. You guys have fun. Good night. All right, take it easy, dude. Okay, so this kind of goes in and then out a little bit, so. So Rogowski, have you seen the new Rogue One yet? Is that a thing you're into at all? It's kind of my thing at the moment. We went to a midnight showing. Which, you know, I think is one of the best ways to see a movie, personally. Well, it depends, right? It depends on who you're going with. I like going to the midnight showings because, like, it's just, you're in, you don't have to worry about seats. Basically, the theater is relatively empty. Like, maybe there is another, gosh, I would say 15 other people total. Like, I wouldn't see a comedy on a midnight showing because you want to have, like, that audience experience. You want to... Hey, thanks for the follow, man. Nah, I'm a Trekkie, not a very good one at that. I've been watching a lot of Lore Runner, who is doing basically a let's play of Star Trek, the Star Trek series. He's on Voyager right now. I know it's not technically a let's play because he's not playing the game, but he's going through the series and he's talking about it. That's how much of a geek that I am. They're cool, I'm just not going out of my way to see the new Star Wars. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I'm sort of the same way. I'm more of a Trekker than, or a Trekkie than into Star Wars. But I gotta tell you, like, as I get older and more cranky, I'm becoming more... I'm finding the Star Wars films more enjoyable than the Star Trek films. Because I'm just way too invested in Star Trek at this point. And so every time that they kind of mess around with the lore and stuff, I'm just like, ugh. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Marlothan, dude, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, man. We were just talking about Rogue One and other stuffs. Actually, we were talking about going to the theater in general. And I was saying that I love going to midnight showings and showings at 11 o'clock and stuff. At night. Because you don't have to put up with the crowd. Now, I wouldn't go see a comedy at that late at night. Saw Rogue One the other day. Yeah, great film. I loved it. You know what I liked about it? It's just the fact that they finally made an adult Star Wars film. Like, they didn't shy away from the fact that it would, like, this was a war zone and a war was actually going on and stuff. That was very refreshing to see. Because a lot of the time Star Wars is kind of like icing, right? It's a nice dessert, but you eventually want to have some meat. So Star Wars has always been kind of like a thing that's filled with fluff. It's like it's the inside of Twinkies, right? That's what Star Wars is to me. And that's not to say a bad thing about Star Wars. I mean, hell, Twinkies taste delicious. But I'm kind of looking for a little bit of substance every now and then. And what I liked about the new film is that it kind of gave it that little bit of edge. What is the track that's playing right now? That's a good question. Oh, hey, it's not actually showing up down there, is it? My bad. Thanks for pointing that out. No, I put it right back again. This is the Starhawk soundtrack, I believe. Yeah. Current track is nothing. That's a good one. Yeah, my bad. We were listening to some Element before earlier in the stream, and I mean, I like the title track and I like a couple of the other tracks, but man, there is like some very questionable content right there. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll do some very minor spoilers. Very, very minor. Not going to ruin the film for you. And I haven't seen this brought up anywhere in like any kind of media at all. So maybe I was like the only one who kind of noticed it or put the pieces together here, but in the original Star Wars, in the 1979 version, or I think it was 1979, there is a game, I think it's called Sabacc, that Chewie is playing. Chewbacca is playing with C-3PO, right? I think everybody who has seen that movie can go ahead and recall these little like holographic monsters that are fighting each other on this board, right? And they animated that with little models. As it turns out, over the years at Lucasfilm, those models were destroyed, right? Just because of natural time and poor storage methods and stuff. Those original models were like unusable at this point. So, not for Rogue One, but for the new film, or actually the old new film, Episode 7. In Episode 7, they commissioned somebody to remake all of those little claymation dolls and stuff, and so that's why you see it again in sort of that like Easter egg in that one scene in the film. Hey, what's up, Wiz? How's it going, man? I'm just giving out like one really minor spoiler to Rogue One right now. So, in the scene where they're in kind of a seedy place, right? Kind of like a Mos Eisley place. They have that board again. But instead of it being like all holographic characters and stuff, they have those models that were made as just like little actual models. And I thought that was such a cool take on, because yeah, it's exactly the same game, but it isn't high tech or anything. It's just like, it would make perfect sense that they would be in a place that was kind of poor. They would have that sort of entertainment, but it wouldn't be the same medium, right? It would be a little bit more basic and stuff. I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was... And the film is just chock full of those like little tiny details that you can tell don't make it into a film unless you absolutely love the property that you're working on. And these guys did. Like, that's a It's a brilliant thing, and it's a wonderful thing to be around. So if you haven't checked out the movie yet, I would highly, highly recommend it. We'll say this though, it's a lot more serious in tone than the other films. By the way, if anybody's curious, Wheeze202 is working on a game right now. Got his chops working on a Skyrim mod, and now he's doing some indie development, so that is cool. Last time I saw it, it was looking pretty good. Did you get like an asset pack or something? I try and pop in and stream every chance that I get, but he streams so early in the morning, comparable to my time, that usually I'm pretty asleep. It's good to see you either way. Okay, so for those of you who are just tuning in right now, yeah, we got an asset pack to base our art direction on. That's great. That's absolutely... If I could have a pack of scripts that I could just go ahead and buy from somebody, I would be using them. Absolutely. Like, we all have our skills. I'm more of an environment designer than I ever will be a programmer. In fact, my code is kind of scary. Or scripting, I should say. Alright, so for those of you who are just tuning in, right now what we're doing is we have these hallways, both on the left and the right-hand side here. And these ones are different from the ones that are usually found in the center of the cantons here. Right, these ones you can actually walk up to and inside of the buildings and such. But we need to have some sort of transition, some sort of lobby between this new place that we're working in right now and where those vanilla buildings actually are. So we need to have like lobbies that go down a flight of stairs so that everything will connect, and so that like they won't physically clip into each other if you were to go ahead and map it out. Hopefully that makes sense. Just coming by. Love to see what you do for level design in Skyrim. Do you ever plan to? I would love to get into Skyrim. I really would. In fact, I'm kind of wrapping up a lot of the level design for Morrowind. Like we have this, we have Anno Aros, and then maybe Margan. That's still a big question whether or not I'm going to do Margan or not. And then other than that, I'm probably going to start transitioning over to other games. I mean, not all at once and not right away, but that is the eventual plan. Because as much fun as Morrowind modding is, it's a little bit limiting, right? One of the things that I would love to do is to build some sort of Daedric realm, and that's nearly impossible to do without proper shader support. No, we have the half ones, don't we? Oh, that'll work. That's perfect. Any interest in Fallout 4? Probably not. I don't know about that. I don't know. What do you think about Fallout 4? Is that something that holds your interest? I've never really been that big of a Fallout person, to be quite honest. It's not really my thing. Come on, where are you? I mean, it's fine. I just have problems with the tone. I can't take it seriously, and I can't take it jokingly. Right? Every time that it tries to be serious, it's not, and every time that it tries to joke around, I think, well, this is too serious for it to... And so it's just kind of discordant to me. It's like... You know what it's like? It actually is discordant. It's like if somebody was playing a very beautiful song, and then right next to them, somebody was playing another very beautiful song, but in a different key. And with a different time signature. right? And each one of those elements on their own could work out fine, just fine, but like together, taken together, it just doesn't mesh for me. I suppose that's a failing on my part. I will say this about the Fallout 4 construction set, though. Or the creation kit. What I like about it is the fact that... how should I put this? So you can see me moving around objects and stuff inside of this location. If this was inside of Fallout 4, this would not just be one model. This would be what they call a pack-in, and I'm sure you know this. They would have a floor model, they would have a retaining wall, they would have a back wall, and then they would have a ceiling, and then maybe like a window or something else as well. And you could go ahead and place these things into the scene, and then explode this group out so that you can change each individual model. Which means that the kit itself is massive. I mean, like, this is a pretty big kit that we have here, and it's nothing in comparison to what the Fallout 4 kit actually is. And the beautiful thing about that is that since they have it in such a modular, broken up form, it means that you can have a lot more flexibility on how you place your buildings around. And there's a couple other like little UI elements that are nice about the Fallout 4 creation kit too. It's that when you actually place one of these pack-ins into the scene, you can scroll up or down, right? And instead of it zooming in and out, it will like cycle through all of the requisite pieces that you have before. Things like that would be extremely, extremely fun to play with. Something I think is like really underrated. Yeah, they finally learned about this thing called prefabs. Yeah, took them long enough. Scroll place is so good. How do you like, what are you using, Unreal or Unity? I think you're using Unreal, right? Okay, I think that we have a cap that is... Yeah, alright. No, I want the second version, don't I? See, the Morrowind construction set has like these stupid ass limitations on it too. Like, for one of the... I'll give you an example. One of the things that you do a lot of in world building, as I'm sure you're aware, is you have to go ahead and switch between the grid system and not using the grid system a lot, right? That's just, it's something that you're going to cycle through and do thousands of times a day if you're building like an interior or something. Morrowind doesn't have a hotkey that you can hit that cycles back between grid snap and angle snap and stuff, right? That just doesn't exist. And so in order for you to create a hotkey, you literally have to use a third-party application and script it in so that it'll give you that like just really basic functionality there. It is so ridiculously stupid. Alright, I'll tell you what, we'll do this number here. Well, no, like, actually, no, I want them all in the back, right? Because if they're all in the back, that gives a verisimilitude about them. Right, like if they're all parallel to the entranceway, and they're all going down, it's just a very quick reference point for people to understand, okay, this is where I am in the world. And then we might change this one here. Yeah. So that it curves around again. Right, so it's like a second story. That'd be pretty cool. Unreal Engine didn't have that hotkey by default, one of the first things you remapped. Seriously? Wow. You know what it is? It's like, it's the fact that, and I run into this all the time, people don't have the kind of cross-disciplinary skills, right? So if you're really good at programming or something, that doesn't necessarily mean that you know design, and if you're really good at modeling, that doesn't necessarily mean that you make models that are very easy to work with inside of the CS or the CK. Right, there's specific ways that you can build models so that it makes it easier to play with. Coming from the creation kit, really? Whoa. So what's your most annoying thing like that you keep running into with Unreal? Like, you do a lot of things that are on the script side of things. Scripting and programming and stuff. Like, what is it that you particularly have a hatred towards? Okay, we have a set of stairs somewhere. Come on. There you are. With Unreal, not being able to hold down Z to move on the Z-axis, X for the X-axis, and C for the Y-axis. Yeah, see, that was a big thing for me too. Like, the positioning, I should say, when I'm moving from Morrowind to Skyrim, is that you don't actually use the C for the Y-axis. You use Y for the Y-axis. And it's just one of those things that I just keep on... I understand why they did it, and I understand technically, yes, that is the better solution there. But at the same time, it drives me nuts. Like, I get into an absolute fury sometimes when I'm using the CK and it starts like blowing up or something. I don't understand how you guys have put up with that unstable piece of equipment for so long. I was hoping that with the updates to the new, what is it called? I think it's just the new CS or the CK. That they would add some stability to it, but what do you know? My stream literally had a crash counter on it with the CK. Wow, I should do that. Hey, what's up, Neb? How you doing? Thank you so much for the host, man. Today, we are doing like an assembly line thing. Right now, what we're doing is we're laying the foundations for the Vivek Temple Canton. Right, so we got basically the Canton done, but we have the Hall of Wisdom and the Hall of Justice on the left and right sides, respectively, I think. Might have those flipped. Anyway, we have them laid out, but we need to create lobbies before they go into the subsections where those are the vanilla cells. And so we have, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 of them that we need to get knocked out. Gotta head to bed. Your shit's looking good. See you next time. Alright, guys. Alright, Weez. Take it easy, man. Hey guys, if you are not following Wheeze202, you totally should go ahead and give his channel a look. I said this before, but does some pretty awesome stuff. Doing some game design, legit indie game design instead of like this kind of knockoff thing that I'm doing right here, so yeah. I'd check him out. Alright, I'm going to need you guys' help for a while, because I don't know exactly how we're going to make every single one of these look a bit unique. So if you have ideas out there, just throw them my way, and who knows, they might actually make it into the game. By the way, does somebody want to do me a solid here and look up the Hall of Justice and the Hall of Wisdom on the Wikipedia? Because we need to have a listing of every single place that we need to link up to. We need to have like a map or something. Playgash, dude, thank you so much for the host. Okay, you know what we need to do? We need to have clutter items. Let's see. I think they'd be under woven. And then it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to pull up some furniture too. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, I think that there is a... Yeah, that's technically wrong. I in Velothi small. Dreadmaster 97. Dude, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it today. Right now we're just kind of chilling out, talking about Star Wars, and building some lobbies. Hey, Danae, thank you so much for the host. Hopefully we'll get a lot of people in here today. Oh, by the way, there is one other like big thing that I wanted to mention. I don't know if I did this yet on stream yet, but we are now streaming to YouTube as well. We're not streaming yet to YouTube. That's going to come soon. But we have archived videos on YouTube as well now. So now they're not going to disappear as they do so often on Twitch. Come on, where's my partition? There it is. I think you're getting all the auto hosts because you unclogged it by the ending your stream. Maybe, quite possibly, sir. One of these days, I need to get you on stream, man. We can play like a multiplayer game or something. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Okay, yeah, we need to fix that at some point. But it's good, we got the spacing correct on that. I think we might be able to just use a column there, can't we? What are you playing right now, Jagged Alliance? Alright, I am just going to eyeball that. Oh, that's actually not good. Yeah, there's still a little bit of a lip there, isn't there? Man, this kit is going to be the end of me, I know it. One of these days, I need to create a partition model that actually lines up with shit. Wouldn't that be nice? Jack123, welcome to the stream, dude. Checking the price of the new Deus Ex game now. Supposedly, there's a huge discount for it. $20 USD for the base game. Yeah, maybe not this one. You know, this does bring on a thought. We have pit models. I'm thinking maybe this one here. No, it's not going to work actually because this is going to be a really dumb reason. On this model, you'll notice that it has this little bit down here, right? It has a floor. All right, whatever. Problem comes in if we like put this thing into the scene. There's going to be Z fighting along that floor because it's on exactly the same plane. Ugh. Okay. Whatever. You know what we can do? We can just do the old copy and paste. Actually, technically, it would be duplicate. get it, but I have too many games already, and I'm saving to give out gifts. Yeah, I've got too many. Well, I shouldn't say I got too many games. There are a couple games that I want to try out. Battlefront's Gothica, I think, is one of the ones that's. But I'm a whore for ships, so. But there's a lot of games out there that I just do not have time to play. That's why I'm getting more into like the casual stuff. $66 of space required for it. I actually had pretty crappy internet up until quite recently. So I might give another MMO a chance. I might give ESO a chance, in fact. We're now listening to the dulcet tones of Leon van der Stadt. I think that's how you say his name. Anyway, he does a bunch of covers from Morrowind stuff. I shouldn't say covers, he does additional music for Morrowind. Additional content. So if you ever get the chance, you might want to check out his stuff. He also worked on, I want to say Worm's Tooth for Skyrim, and I like doing the music for it. A couple other ones too. Like a couple other projects that never made it to fruition. Fun fact, you can actually catch him hanging out in our chat sometimes. Not this chat, mind you, the Discord that we have. Of course, he's usually up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, or my time, I should say. So, yeah, just something to be aware of. I like Leon's work, using it in my own game. Is this a market in the Temple Canton? No, this is not a market. This is a... In the original game, there are 2 different halls, and I will show you. You're right, I probably shouldn't put baskets there. It probably should be something like urns or something. It should be a little bit more ostentatious. Ostentatious? Ostentatious. Than wicker. Anyway, this is the exterior of the canton itself, meaning that the Hall of Justice and the Hall of Wisdom are buttressing on both sides, and that's where the location that we're working in is at. And then in the middle is going to be that, how do you say? A canton. That palace that's basically underneath the High Fane. Steam said Mankind Divided requires 66 gigabytes. But now that's finally started to download, it says 28.5 gigabytes. I don't know, maybe it's because there's some DLC. By the way, I don't know if this deal is still going on or not, but I wanted to make you guys aware of this. There is, on Origin, Mass Effect 2, like the game Mass Effect 2 is technically free right now. If you wanted to go ahead and add that to your library, you totally could. In fact, that's what I did earlier this morning. Could be worth looking at. If you already have Origin anyway. Not saying you should download Origin for Mass Effect 2, but hey, there you go. 40 gigabyte patch, yeah. You know, I gotta laugh. There is a bit of resistance. I don't know if resistance is the right word, but there are a few concerns about adding all of these Outlander assets to Tamra Rebuilt, because they're worried about the file size of Tamra Rebuilt. And it's like, okay, all right. Like, they don't want to bloat TR data. Personally, I find that a little bit silly. I'll tell you what. Like, that made perfect sense back when Tamriel Rebuild first started, right? That makes a hell of a lot of sense because not everybody had decent internet. Nowadays, like, even bad internet, like, nobody's on dial-up anymore, right? Even bad internet's pretty good. So unless you're in some sort of field in Mongolia or something where, like, the only signal that you're getting is off of, like, a cell phone tower, I think that they can go ahead and spare that extra bandwidth. But I'm just saying, it's their mod. They can do it however they want. All right, let's put it in some bookcases here. Bookcases, bane of my existence. So I'm the... How should I say this? I'm thinking that maybe a few of these are storerooms, or maybe not storerooms, but like they're showcasing off the wealth of this location. So one of the places that I remember inside of Dragon Age Origins was this, and it could be just because this was the first place that I saw because I started off as a mage, but the tower. I thought the tower, like, as a giant library was a really cool idea. Kind of annoyed me that you couldn't read all the books, but I loved the idea that this location had, it wasn't so much of a library as it was an archive where there were like rows and rows and rows and rows and rows as far as the eye could see of bookcases and stuff. That was pretty interesting. It does seem silly. TR is supposed to be the biggest mod ever, and it'd be nice to have tons of new assets too. I don't know. I'm not the person deciding those decisions. I'm just the one making the assets. I'm not saying that they have to use it. And there's another thing too. Like, if people want to go ahead and use Outlander assets, cool, more power to them. The only thing that I ask is that, yeah, point people back to where they got them. That seems like a pretty reasonable, pretty standard thing to do. The problem comes in with TR is that I'm trying to put a delicate. Accreditation has never been a very strong priority for those guys. Right, so they have a credits page and stuff. But when I asked them about it, it literally took them, I want to say close to like 40, 50 minutes to go ahead and find where the credits page was. And then on top of that, like, nobody knew what assets went where. Like, nobody knew who created what. It's just like a listing of these assets and stuff. And so I'm just like, or not even of the assets, it's just a listing of the authors. I'm just like, okay. How is that going to point people back to these resources so that they can use them themselves? I don't know. It's an open question. I wish I had dial-up. My internet gets through in the mail. Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I don't know. Like, the thing about TR is that there's a lot of voices. Right? There's a lot of cooks in that kitchen. And everything is basically decided by committee, too. So that's... There's some inherent bureaucracy involved inside of a large project like that. And I just don't want to get lost in the crowd, you know? That's the big concern that I have. Pigeons are even better. Saving that joke for the internet. I'm absolutely delighted in the fact that I have been working in this thing for close to about 24 months now. Like, give or take, right? Because I'm including Dramatic Vivek in this, because Dramatic Vivek is included inside of Outlander, so... Pretty close to 24 months now, and there are people still who are big inside of the Morrowind community who do not know a damn thing about this. Like, they didn't even know that Outlander was a thing until I started uploading to YouTube, right? Didn't even know that there was a Discord. And on the one hand, that's a really bad thing, because it means that I'm not doing enough outreach. On the other, it's an absolutely wonderful opportunity, because it means that there's this audience out there that just doesn't know anything about what I've been doing, and they might find something of value here, so... Plus, it's always exciting meeting new people. It really is. I wouldn't be so involved in the Discord as it is if I wasn't interested. I'm doing this wrong. There we go. And then I want to have a... Ooh, do I want it to come out that way? That's a good question. No, we'll have it come out and then it'll turn around again. Right, it'll be one of these numbers. I mean, if anything, it's a good sign. Because it means that the Morrowind community is larger than I thought it was. And it also means that it's more active than I thought it was, too. I think one of the things that happens a lot with large projects is that they start forming their own little communities, their own little cliques. And so, one of the things that I'm trying to encourage inside of the Discord is to bring these separate people together. Make it so that it's a little bit more... There's a little bit more cross-pollination there. I mean, we only get stronger as a community when we have more people talking together. It's all very well and good to have like a small like niche community where we're just kind of like doing our own things, but being able to share talent and share resources and share like even ideas and stuff, that I think is a value. I think I need to take a break from Bethesda games, especially after I goofed and deleted my Oblivion mod install. I would say back up your stuff, man. That's it's a bit too late now, but that's what I do. I've been sort of waiting on the sidelines to see how exactly the mod situation is going to go for the Skyrim Special Edition. Yeah, that kind of looks like crap. What do you take me for? Some kind of careful person? Certainly not. Skyrim Special Edition is waiting for Skyrim Script Extender 64. It'll be released in a few more months. Before it's released, I think that once that happens, most modders will just switch to it because it's just so much more stable. On Windows 10, yes. I could see that being true. That's really something that you should ask Dark Fox, though. I know that he's still working inside of the original creation kit. I was talking more along the sides of uploading to Bethesda.net, though. What I don't understand about Bethesda, and I don't know why there is that much of a gulf and disconnect between the developers and the community. I really don't understand why they don't try and do more of an outreach with these guys, right? The moment that they knew that they were going to be working on a Skyrim Special Edition, they should have got some of the modding community involved and been like, okay, what do you guys need? What tools would you like to see? What features and functionality would you like to have added? And that's not what they did at all, right? You do this enough, and people are just going to start turning elsewhere. They really are. I would say that there is probably a pretty sizable community out there, pretty sizable amount of people who are going to start abandoning Bethesda games if they don't. So long as there's an opportunity to go elsewhere, right? Like if Witcher 4 comes out and there is a wonderful, or even comparable modding kit out there for Witcher 4, Skyrim's going to lose a lot of its community. I shouldn't say Skyrim, I was going to say Bethesda. Bethesda's going to lose a lot of its that talent pool that it's built up over the years. Hey Dark Fox, how's it going, man? What's up, dude? Speaking of the devil, we were just talking about you. Nothing but good things, I assure you. Stick with the original CK. New one's even worse. Dude, this must be at like 4 o'clock in the morning for you or something. Welcome. I'm really glad you could make it today. Like, I haven't seen you in chat in forever. So we're doing kind of a assembly line thing today, where we have, I don't know, I'm going to say about 14, 15 buildings, and we want to get these things all knocked out, and they all need to look kind of similar. So right now we're just kind of placing things in the world and seeing how they fit. $1:15 in the morning. Okay, that's not so bad. I've been up at 1:15. In fact, I was up at 1:15 last night. It's in the middle of Rogue One. So let me tell you about the theater that I went in. We had, I live in Vegas. Like, I think a lot of you guys know this by now. And so we have a big choice of theaters that we can go to. I love the theaters that are in town because, like, they make these things especially nice to pull you into the casinos. And so they consider it a lost leader. They can go ahead and give out $5 movie days all the time, right? And it's not like a crappy little theater either. It's leather seats that are like nice and cushioned and new and revamped. It's you can get like beer and wine at these places. You can just like kind of chill out. You can put your feet up, literally, because they're recliners. It is so nice. And as somebody who doesn't gamble, I mean, it's brilliant too. I was blowing up on Star Wars. Important business. You beat me to it. I've been going to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning lately. I don't know, it varies with me. Yeah, it really depends. I probably should stick to a schedule. That would be really good for my health. But whatever, it's not gonna happen. I mean, I know it's not gonna happen, so what the hell? There's like modding to do. That's the problem. There's always shit to do. Always, always, always. Sounds like Mr. House gives good ticket prices. Yeah, $5, man. That is not bad. Where they get you though is like the popcorn and the concessions and stuff. Which is why we like go out to eat before we go to the theater usually. Torskin, dude, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, man. Today we're just kind of like chilling out, taking it easy. Not really rushing things, but trying to get as much done as we possibly can. I think we've been streaming for a little bit, haven't we? Probably close to... Yeah, I was going to say about an hour and a half. Got 2 days to finish and release CTR 2.0. Been spending the entire day creating the dark magic spell. Now you have to create a new area to create the stuff to test. Staying up late is the only way you get to have everything done. Yeah, see, Dark Fox is a much better modder than I am because he actually releases his shit. One day. One day. Might happen. I'm dreading the possibility of having to fill out all of these bookcases. Alright, whatever. It's the journey, not the destination. Well put, well put. Welcome to the stream, man. Speaking about the journey, we might be getting quite a few more people in chat now. I've recently started updating the YouTube. The YouTubes. Okay, maybe a bit of the destination with modding. Hey, thanks for the follow, man. Mr. Bob Bear. The real mods are the friends we make along the way. Aw, heart. You can't see this right now, but I'm giving a heart to the screen. There you go. Dark Fox, let me ask you this, man. If you're in the mood. I've been giving this some thought, and I was wondering, like, what the hell would I be doing for the past couple years if I wasn't modding? And honest to God, I couldn't come up with an answer. I don't freaking know. I mean, aside from like maybe indie game development, right? That's the obvious thing. It's like, okay, if you're not modding a game, then you'd probably be working on your own. But I mean, aside from that, like what? I find it interesting that there's just like, I couldn't come up with anything. Maybe it's a lack of imagination on my part, I don't know. Well, let me throw this out to chat. Like, if you couldn't do what you really wanted to do, like your first choice, what would your second choice be? Like, because it's easy to identify a path. Sleeping. Yes. Okay, fair enough. That's a really good point. Shit. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's good that you found your thing. If you weren't an art major, you might try voice acting. See, I couldn't do voice acting. I don't like the sound of my own voice, to be quite honest. So, I don't know, maybe if I was like voicing a character, right, instead of doing narration or something, then I would. It's one of those things that I had to get used to when I was doing radio stuff. Don't think anybody likes the sound of their own voice, yeah. If it weren't for modding, you'd be getting around to playing the 100 games you have waiting for you. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier too. I don't know. You know what I would be doing, I think? I mean, I'd still want to do something creative. Like, I couldn't just play games, unfortunately. I mean, I would love to just play games. I really would. And in fact, I'm kind of been needing to. Ooh, that looks kind of cool. I like that. Might make these smaller or something. And along the top, that would look pretty good, maybe. But no, I don't have the patience to sit down and play through a 200-hour game or something. I'd probably be designing ships, designing starships, or designing space stations or something. That would probably be my thing. I'd love to spend a couple of years just getting better at figure drawing and anatomy and stuff. Every day, just doing that over and over again. Or actually, no, I wouldn't like doing that, but I would like the end result of being able to draw better. That's probably more accurate. Ah, you like my voice. I saw the trailer of Designing Outlander you put on YouTube. It was amazing. Oh, thank you. Come on, London, show us your Bugs Bunny. No, you gotta keep it inside. Gotta keep it inside. Last couple of months, I've been managing to balance my time between sleeping, modding, gaming, and getting up to go to the toilet. We gotta fit in eating there every once in a while, too, and going outside. Sunlight is important. Believe me, I know. Starting to look like a vampire here. Managed to balance my... Okay, managed to balance my time between nothing, and nothing, and a bit more nothing. Oh, sad face, sad times. With so much shelf space, I am so tempted to just start using, what are they called? Templates. Yes, I'm very tempted to use templates. We haven't done that ever, so. But I want to. It would make my life so much easier. My Dunmer's a vampire. Yeah, see, I can't do it though in Morrowind, because if you're a vampire in Morrowind, then everybody hates your guts, like everybody. It's a bit too hardcore for me. I hear that if you're a werewolf, it isn't nearly as bad. Like, they realized that nobody wanted to play a vampire because it just sucked so much. Like, the experience was way too hard, and so they toned it down for Blood Moon. And still though, like, if you were a vampire, I would hope that they would give you like a ton of buffs and stuff as recompense. Can you even like finish the main quest as a vampire? I don't know if you can or not. I must be a vampire in real life because, aww. Well, I love you, man. Gave you a heart. I did open the curtains for about 2 hours of sunlight. Does that count for getting some sun? Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Why not? I can dig it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put the green light next to the entrances so that it kind of looks like it's coming out of the hallway itself. And then we can have that fade into like some gold or something in the back. You can't. I spent forever figuring out how to get my Nord cured of vampirism. Oh, you meant in Skyrim. Will the bookshelves have static books or actual books on them at all? Okay, so here's what we've done so far inside of Morrowind for Outlander. Everything that's put on a shelf is a miscellaneous item. Well, I should say this. There are no books that are just things that you can't interact with. Right, so it's not like CTR. It's much more like... Well, I'm trying to think of it. It's much more like the vanilla game. Which is a pain in the ass. On the flip side, it does mean that hundreds of items, like for miscellaneous objects and stuff, have been created specifically because I needed things to stack on bookshelves that weren't just books. You see it, you can take it. Basically, yeah. I mean, there are a couple things, right? So the vats for dyes you can't pick up. And those are pretty sizable. And then there's like containers and stuff. So like baskets and urns. And obviously if those are on a shelf somewhere, you can't take the actual container, but you can take the stuff inside of the container. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, they're just miscellaneous items. They're lots and lots and lots of them. That's one of the reasons why we added in the paint system as well. So not only do we have like crystals and stuff, but we also have... There you are. You're just hiding. Right, we've got little oil paintings and stuff that we can put in. By the way, one of these days I want to change Ghostgate. I don't want to change much about it, but I do want to change the texture on it so that the Velothi stuff looks gray. Gray and green. Sort of like a Necrom type of thing. It's a little thing. It's a very, very minor thing, but I think the gate looks a lot better this way. Just woke up and Neb was hosting you. Ah, see, there you go. This is Morrowind? Yeah, this is absolutely Morrowind. This is OG. Let me go ahead and show you. Actually, no, I guess that would be Arena, wouldn't it? But close enough. Like 14 years old. Do I have any character portraits? Not yet. I don't feel like I can draw people well enough, right? To be quite honest, it's just not my forte. Figure drawing is a very specific thing. And so, if I would ever... I wouldn't mind doing that. In fact, I think that would be a really good direction to go for art. If I was to ever make an expansion to this. But, yeah. I would probably have to either commission somebody else to do that, or rely on the graces of somebody who is a pretty good artist to go ahead and see that through. Because I don't feel like I have enough artistic ability to pull that off. I could take a screenshot and then just go ahead and put some filters and stuff on it, but I don't think that would be very... Like, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it well. That's what I say. Is Fallout 4 still exciting? Well, I got a better question. Is Bethesda still supporting Fallout 4? Are they going to make new stuff for Fallout 4, or have they said that, okay, we're done with the DLC and everything, and what you see is what you got? Because I was under the impression that they were still doing stuff. Okay, I want to put in the bookshelves and stuff. I think... Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the rest of the big tables and stuff, and some of the tapestries for the other side, and then I'm probably gonna end the stream right there. I think they're done with Fallout 4 already. Has it even been a year yet? That seems like a really quick turnaround. I mean, I could be mistaken on that. I probably am. It seems like a very sudden move for Bethesda. It's like, oh, nope, we're done. Here you go. So what I'm thinking of is plants, right? We'll put plants on these bookshelves and stuff, and maybe we'll put in little gardens and stuff too. Like, one of the things that you'll see a lot inside of Skyrim is that they will take these shelves and stuff and they'll just sink them into the ground. Come on. So that it looks like a different piece of furniture, even though it isn't. I don't like the idea of filtered photo art for paintings and games, but I also don't think that art needs to be especially genuine to convey what it is of a painting in games. I don't know. What I would probably do is commission somebody to do a series of sketches, because I think that would look a lot better. Or hell, I can do sketches, like, but full-on paintings and stuff. Sometimes those things take like 40 hours plus. Like, my mother is a portrait artist, and yeah, it takes her like a week or two to do one painting. I mean, granted, it's absolutely beautiful and stuff, but way better than I could do. I think getting a concept artist or something to knock out 40 or 50 sketches and then have those pieces of artwork be on scrap paper, like on the floor and stuff, that would look a lot, well, it would look a lot better and would be a lot more useful too. Paintings can take hundreds of hours, yeah. Maybe not the tone that we're going for. I mean, I kind of like the National Geographic border here. But yeah, maybe not. Okay, I want the threes, not the ones. Yeah, don't bite people. It's rude. They don't like it. Well, generally. I can't remember why, but I was listening to Fallout 4 companion quote whenever you would like start eating people, and most of them were disgusting. Well, most of them were absolutely disgusted. They were like horrified by the fact that you would do that. And then one of the ghouls or something was like, oh, I'm trying to think of the exact quote. It was like, liver and meat, best parts to eat, or something like that. Something stupid. And it was just like so unexpected that I cracked up. It's like I was not prepared. Feels like a lot of effort went into the companions too. Like much more so than usually. The attention that they usually get paid. Could be wrong about that though. Gotta say, one of the things that I'm absolutely terrified about now is that the project's going to grow too large, and I'm just never going to be able to finish it. And I don't think that's going to happen, right? I honestly think that we're relatively close. We're on a good schedule here. We're a little bit further behind than I would want to be, but on the whole, I think we've got a pretty good handle on it. And yet, I keep telling myself these things. Like, I logically, that makes sense, right? Logically, I know that nothing is terribly wrong with this project. Nothing's wrong with this project at all. In fact, we're making really good time. But I can't help myself from thinking the worst here. Stressing me out, man. But it's a good kind of stress, right? It's not like the kind that you start losing hair out over anything. It's just, it makes you hungry to get this thing out the door. Like, I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable once the Outlander Alpha is out. Liver and heart are best parts. Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, by the way, we have a dice roll bot inside of the Discord now. Sorry, 1 second. So I heard a rumor. Does anybody here play Overwatch? Do we have any Overwatch players in chat right now? Anyway, I heard through the grapevine that Blizzard actually announced their first gay character. I have a Discord. I do, in fact, have a Discord. There is a link below in the description. And I might even have this set up here. No, I don't have it set up there. But there is a link down in the description below where you can go ahead and join it if you would so choose. There's about 40 or 50 active people there the last time I saw it, and we have about 200 or so total, I think. Yeah, right now we're just kind of laying the foundations, and then just going to be clutter, clutter, clutter. It's probably what I'm going to be doing for about the next 8 or 9 hours. So I don't know if you guys want to watch that, but it'd be nice to get this knocked out. As soon as I get this knocked out, it's going to relieve my stress levels a lot. Like, it really will. I've been burning a lot of time inside of Vivek City, and so this is like the last semi-major place that needs to get knocked out, and then the rest of it is just, it's just detailing. Why do I not know these things? Yeah, you should stop by. Hell, I don't even mind if you go ahead and advertise your channel on the stream. You just got to do it inside of the notifications window. Channel? Inside of the notifications channel, yeah. You know, we're doing this backwards. There we go. When I modded Neverwinter Nights, I worked modularly. Just like a city or a forest or a cave system at a time. Well, I'll tell you what, man. That was the original idea. Originally, it was going to be Dramatic Vivek, which got released. Then it was going to be dramatic Molag Mar, and then dramatic Tel Brenora, and so on and so on and so on. Do like these cities one at a time. And that was a pretty brilliant idea, except for the fact that it wouldn't work. And what I mean by that is we have a lot of assets that haven't been used. Or how should I say this? We have a lot of assets that are new into the project, right? So there are 1,500, 1,600 objects or meshes and textures and stuff. If I was to go ahead and make just Vivek and then move on to Tel Brenora and then move on to another location after that, I would have to import those in every single time and make sure that they were updated across the board. Details are fun. You threw yourself into the details. Yeah, the details are where it's at, man. Absolutely. By making a project this large all at once, it means that I can focus on global stuff. So if I wanted to have an NPC in one city give you a quest that refers you to another city, now I can do that. Or if I wanted to use an asset that was specifically designed for Molag Mar inside of Carthaga, I can do that too. By having things globalized, I guess you could say, it gives me a lot more flexibility, or I should say it gives me a lot more power. There's a lot more utility there. Okay, we're almost good here. So I've wanted to do this little number for a while now, and I haven't had the right place for it. I didn't mod alone. I did maps, NPCs, and your friend did scripts. Anything you'd like to show off? I mean, I'd love to see it. This channel is all about modding and stuff, so one of the great pleasures that I get is to see what you guys are working on. Yeah, I've wanted to try this for a while now. Come on. So what was it about Neverwinter that kind of drew you? Like, I would imagine it would... It's kind of an old game. Like what was it about it that turned you on to that series? Or are you just talking about back in the day? Glory and Silver. Welcome to the stream, man. Glad you could make it today. We're kind of wrapping up, but yeah, we got about another 20 minutes or so, I'd say. It was a persistent world inspired by Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. It was new at the time. I found a better DRM version on Steam. It's called Good Old Games. Yeah, I've never played Neverwinter, and this is why I was asking, right? I would love to play Neverwinter, but I haven't done it yet. When you get into Morrowind, there's a lot of provisos. I think I've been using the wrong freaking... Please tell me I've been using the right set. Okay, good, we have. I was freaking out there for a second. Okay, so... These buildings are pretty much good. They're gonna require, like... All of these buildings are going to need a little bit of, a lot of detailing. But we need to get the actual flow of the buildings and the big stuff knocked out first. That's what I'm mostly concerned about. Thinking maybe this can be some sort of... Yeah, there we go. Well, this is another thing, right? This is, we probably should have the buildings come down. I have this reversed, don't I? Right, we should probably have a staircase that leads down, like on this side. Just so that reads a little bit better. Yeah, okay. Bought Bioshock 1 and 2 from it. Don't even need to be online and harassed by 5-year-olds. I don't know, I'd be pretty impressed by a 5-year-old who could play Bioshock. That is a scary game right there. When I was 5, I was hiding behind the covers, watching like Terminator and stuff. Which isn't even that scary a movie. Anyway, Bob, I'm absolutely delighted that you found something that you found something you enjoy. Neb here, and I don't know if he's still in chat or not, plays Neverwinter Nights. And every time that he does, and I get to catch his stream, it makes me want to sort of delve into that universe a little bit. Been making a great Fallout 4 Vertibird reskin called Flyable Elder Maxon. Cool. You got a link to it? Vertibird. Fears are weird like that. When I was 5, I thought The Crow was a great movie, but I was scared of Jumanji. Well, I mean, The Crow was a pretty good movie. Maybe that's just my nostalgia talking there, I don't know. That's what this stream is about, right? I own Morrowind on Good Old Games, which means I can have 4 to 5 installs of it to different mod packs. Back in the day, I modded, but yeah. The Brave Wheel was hosting you. That's why I'm here. Glad to have you, man. I actually met Neb on Discord, like the very first time, and it's funny because when I introduced myself, I said we were talking about animations and stuff, and I was like, you know what? I have this animation pack that you technically could use that makes the crouching animation and stuff looks a lot better because the one in Morrowind looks pretty freaking horrible. And he's like, okay, sure, why not? Let's go ahead and try it. And then like 4 hours later, we were still trying to repair his game on stream. Oh, I felt so freaking guilty too, because you look at his mod list and there have to be at least 200 or 300 mods on there. And I felt so bad. It was like, oh my god, did I just destroy this guy's Twitch stream? Is he gonna hate me forever now? He's a pretty cool guy though. Okay, we need to pull these in a little bit, and then we need to put in a wall on that side. Still in development, but it's like 98% finished. Yeah, well, when you get it finished, go ahead and let me know. I'd love to go ahead and throw you a link. Love to plug some of that stuff. A friend of mine's expatriating, like, he's leaving the country, in fact. I should say he's looking into it. I'm just like, alright, okay. Where are you gonna end up? And he's like, well, either Brazil, or Barcelona, or Poland. I'm just like, Poland? Really? I mean, nothing wrong with Poland, I guess, but it's just not one of the places that I first expect Americans to kind of jump ship to. Turns out he has family there though, so that makes a little bit more sense. Can't even understand how Neb can run the games with that many mods installed. Black magic, that's what it is. Dark Fox knows all about that. I've been trying to get Dark Elf Guy to hang out in the chat a little bit more. Not this chat, but the Discord chat. So far, he's kind of rebuffed my advances. But whatever. I know he's busy with stuff. Neverwinter Nights and Morrowind, I think, came out around the same time, but I couldn't get my head around the lore and mechanics at the time. I was already familiar with the D&D framework. Gotcha. Yeah, see, I was never really big into D&D, unfortunately. I kind of got into it a little bit later on in life. But D&D it just doesn't come naturally to me. The thing about D&D that I dislike the most is I think one of the reasons why people like it a lot, and it's the fact that every time that I have been in a group for D&D, like the thing has lasted for like 22 hours or something. It's something crazy. Crazy long time. And the GM's like, oh, it's not always like this. Like the last game that I was in for a D&D thing, we were literally stuck at the first freaking floor of this dungeon for maybe 12 hours. Because nobody else could like figure out the puzzle. Warhammer 40k is super fun. Ooh, you know what we could do? Whoa, where are we? There we are. It's always like that. Yeah, see the thing is, I'm totally down with hanging out with people. I love being social and stuff. That's not a problem. I just don't like doing it for that long. Like I get a little burnt out. I'm kind of an introvert, to be quite honest. I much prefer working on my own and doing my own thing and letting the world be the world. Gaming for that long with socially and stuff with other people, it takes a lot out of me. That's why I don't play multiplayer. Less people and a snappy GM usually helps. Don't get me wrong, I had like a blast every time that I do it. It's just like I get physically exhausted. Don't have a lot of skill points and stamina. What is it? I need to raise my constitution? Something like that. Anyway, I was mentioning this a while back, and then we got kind of distracted here, but Blizzard actually announced their first gay character. And it's Tracer, no less. So, props on them. Hey, what's up, dude? Glad you can make it, DK. We're actually kind of at the tail end of this thing, but yeah, we got a little bit of time left. I'm going to continue doing this thing until we have a good read on where we need to go tomorrow. Haven't seen you in forever. What have you been up to, dude? For those of you who are curious, DK is actually a streamer here on Twitch. It's where I first met you, I think. Weren't you doing something like involving the Elder Scrolls? I think you were doing like Oblivion. Dreadmaster97, thank you so much for the hosting, man. Yeah, we were talking about, what were we talking about? GMing and stuff. It's funny, it's kind of like going to church, right? Like, going to church is not that big of a deal, right? When you stop and think about it, like, sure, it's like an hour out of your day every week. It's not that big of a commitment. I'm not saying like the whole religion thing or anything. I'm just saying like the act of going to church is not that big of a deal. I think that's a very fair thing to say. But it kind of feels like it sometimes. It's like, oh, I gotta get out of bed and I do this every week, and it's kind of like the same situation for me and being in a party, being in a Dungeons and Dragons group. I don't want it to feel like a burden, right? But sometimes it does. But when I'm there, like I always have fun, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, thanks, man. Like to play Oblivion. When I was playing ESO today, there was a guy named Death Destructor XXX. The scrolls foretold of his coming. Oh, man. I wish you could just like, I wish that there was a way that you could hit a button in those games and like any lore unfriendly name would get string filtered into a lore friendly name. That's such a weird request, right? That is such a straight, but it would, for a purist like myself, seeing those names in game and seeing them like do stupid things all the time, like get naked or whatever in the middle of town square, just kind of pulls me out of that experience. One of the things that I've wanted to do for quite a while now is to add in a chatbot that, well, we have a chatbot right now, but add in a different one that basically has a string filter thing attached to it so that if you say some sort of profanity or whatever, it filters it into Daedric. If for no other reason than that it kind of amuses me. Unfortunately, Discord does not have that capability yet, but I mean, as soon as it does, man, that is next on my list. He was the edgiest dude I've ever met on ESO. So edgy. All right, I'm out of ideas. Yeah, that's it from me, guys. I could go ahead and like start spinning stuff around on screen, but that's gonna do it. I'll tell you what though, I am gonna be hanging out on Discord after the channel stream is done with. Hang tight a second. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, we got a lot done, I think. Believe it or not. Next time you see this, it's going to look a hell of a lot better, I think. And then we'll put some final touches on it tomorrow in the interim. I'm going to be working on the clutter and stuff. Yeah, I guess I should go ahead and like plug this one last time. If you are not following me on YouTube yet, might want to go ahead and consider that because we are uploading past episodes on that platform as the days go by. Something to keep your heads up about. Other than that, if you want to go ahead and follow me here on Twitch, totally can if you like to stream. You also get notifications on Steam and Discord and what else? Twitter. And we have an updated Tumblr blog as well, but that's not going to give you like notifications every single time we stream. So if you want to go ahead and see us when we are streaming, check out some of the other services. Other than that, have a good day, everybody. Take it easy. And thanks for stopping by.